Sama-sama natin harapin. Ibarat ang iyong loob, mayroon kang kaibigan, hanggang lumamay sa'yo. Sa pagtutulungan, pag-ibigayan, magkapatid at tatagpasan. Magkasangga, magkatabi, sa hamon ng buhay, di malagapin. Ako ang iyong kasamang kaibigan, sa lahat ay kapapapayaan. Magkasangga, magkatabi, habang ang buhay at ang mawagi. Tayo ay magkasamang kaibigan, sa lahat ay magkakabayan. Magkasangga tayo, magkatabi. Bawat araw sa ating buhay, dahil ko'y pagsubok dumarating.
Good morning, TikTok.
Lahat ng hirap ngayon nararanasan ay pansamantala. Pag-asa ay darating, mag-iignig, sisikat na ang tiwala sa dilim. Magkasangga, magkatabi, sa hamon ng buhay, di ba magating? Ako ang iyong kasamang kaibigan, sa ating kapapapayaan. Magkasangga, magkatabi, habang ang buhay at ang mawagi. Tayo ay magkasamang kaibigan, sa lahat ay magkakabayan. Magkasangga tayo, magkatabi. Magkasangga, magkatabi, magkasangga, magkatabi, magkasangga, magkatabi.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Equilibrium Probiotics. Ito ay ang bagong food supplement na gawa sa mga biling gulay at prutas at dumaan sa isang masusing proseso para mapangalagaan ang inyong kalusugan. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay dinisenyo para sa kalusugan ng ating tiyan, tulungan ang pagkuha ng sapat na nutrisyon at ang pagpapalabas sa ating sistema ng mga nakakasirang toxins. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay may iba't ibang disenyo at sabta base sa iyong pangangailangan. Mula sa boost para sa mga bata, fortitude, boost to grade, miracle food, perinicare, at ang pinakabago, liver food. Ang Equilibrium Probiotics ay may pagmamalaki ng produktong gawa sa kanya. Ito ay mabibili sa Rosette, Beta Road, San Sebastian, Phase 3, Ginauganan, Talang City. At para sa mga malalayong lugar, mabibili ang produkto ng Equilibrium Probiotics sa Lazada. Ito ay eksklusibong gawa ni Dinan Malu Reyes Mure. Ano pang hinihintay nyo, mga kasangga? Hala, bili na! MSB Kape at Balita sa Umaga. Hatid sa inyo ni Kuya Dog. Magandang umaga po, mga kasangga, mga kakampi, kasama, at lahat po ng mga kaibigan natin na nanonood ngayon sa ating FB live streaming at TikTok live streaming. No? Sabay po yan. Sabay po natin yan. At meron din po tayo sa YouTube na live streaming. At ngayon po, araw ng Biyernes, July 14, 2023. Katapusan na naman po ng linggo. Katapusan na naman po natin ng linggo. At alam naman po natin pagkatapusan ng linggo, excited na po yung ating mga manggagawa, yung ating mga, kumepo po yung mga nag-aaral, kumepo pa po yung mga hindi pa nagbabakasyon, hindi pa nagtatapos pa ng mga school days, ito na po yung exciting part para sa kanila, magtatapos na yung linggo. At syempre, pagka ganun, chillax na naman. Especially mamayang gabi. At bago po natin simulan ang ating pagbabalita dito sa MSB Kape at Balita sa Umaga, ang ating daily dose of news, samahan niyo po muna ako sa isang maikling panalangin. Sa ngalan ng Ama at ng Anak ng Espiritu Santo. Amen. Mahal namin lumikha. Maraming salamat po sa bagong araw na ipinagkaloob ninyo sa amin. Sa mapayapang gabing lumipas at sa patuloy po na pagbuhos ng iyong mga biyaya sa amin at sa aming bayan. Naway ipagkaloob mo pa po sa amin ang lakas at tibay ng loob upang mapaglabanan ang kasamaan at manatili po kami sa paggawa ng mabuti sa kapwa at sa pagsunod sa inyong tinurong tamang landas. Lahat ng gawain namin, inaalay po namin sa iyong anak na si Jesus, namin Panginoon. Amen. Sa ngalan ng Ama at ng Anak ng Espiritu Santo. Amen. Moving on to our top stories for today. Oy, good morning po. Aga mo ah. Here is a summary of our top stories for today. Rains, floods, paralyzed parts of Metro Manila. MWSS. You see, rain dance worked. ICC rules July 18 on Philippines appeal. Divided ASEAN grapples for united Myanmar stance. QCPD, photojournalist ambush solved but not closed. Dog killer gets 1 year in prison. Ticket bought in Pagsanghan wins 29.7 million peso Lotto jackpot. And Gilas girls rout Jordan, sweep way to semis. On to our top stories. Rains, floods, paralyzed parts of Metro Manila. Report by Gio Ong to the Philippine Star. This news story is brought to you by Equilibrium Probiotics. Manila, Philippines. Intermittent rains brought by a low pressure area submerged Metro Manila in floods, causing massive traffic jams in some parts and public transport struggles in most areas. Commuters and motorists endured the heavy traffic buildup along the South Luzon Expressway, which started on the evening of July 12. The tail end of the buildup at the northbound lane of SLEX to Manila reached as long as 17.2 kilometers to Santa Rosa in Laguna past 9 a.m. yesterday, according to SLEX official Twitter account. The long queue of cars reached 16.3 kilometers past 11 a.m. and was reduced to 13 kilometers reaching Mamplasan area in Binyan, Laguna before 4 p.m. As of 5 p.m., 5:10 p.m., SLEX reported persistent heavy traffic at the northbound lane, particularly at the Petang Bridge in Santa Rosa, with tail end at 600 meters. Alaska Lay-by with tail end at 3.3 kilometers and Alabang Viaduct at 3.5 kilometers. Muntinlupa City Mayor Rufy Diazon, in his tweet early morning, said he was met by this standstill, bumper to bumper situation after entering SLEX through the Philinvest gate. He also said a friend posted he left Quezon City at 4 a.m. and at 6 a.m. he was also still in the same situation in Magallanes. Netizens took to social media saying they waited for as long as 5 hours stuck in traffic and were already running late for class or work. Some were filmed walking amid the downpour. They also posted photos and videos of flooding in the areas of the Bikutan and Sukat gates of SLEX, which some motorists claimed caused their cars and motorcycles to stall after trying to wade through. Passing through the skyway did not help, as heavy vehicular buildup also reached its flyovers. The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority, or MMDA, monitored the flooding at the Sun Valley area in Parañaque, which it described as knee-deep and not passable to all types of vehicles. It added the Bikutan area also experienced gutter-deep flooding, causing slow-moving traffic. It added the flooding also affected local roads in cities of Muntinlupa, Las Piñas, and Pasay, and even caused traffic along the southbound lane of EDSA up to Timog flyover. MMDA Acting Chairman Romando Artes said in an interview with GMA News that while the areas affected by flooding along SLEX were not among those under its watch, the agency coordinated with concerned local government units for traffic management. He disclosed a company performing roadworks growing the drainage systems of SLEX and the Department of Public Works and Highways. According to early reports, a mall was conducting expansion. The company asked for another week to repair the drainage system, he said. Both Artes and San Miguel Corp, which operates SLEX, said they deployed teams and equipment to drain flood water faster. More rainfall. The low pressure area of Aurora and southwest monsoon will continue to bring rains over parts of the country today, according to the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAGASA. State weather forecasters said there is a low chance that the LPA will develop into a tropical cyclone but it will edge closer to parts of eastern Luzon. The LPA and the southwest monsoon will bring monsoon rains over Metro Manila, Ilocos Region, Cordillera Administrative Region, Cagayan Valley, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, and Mimaropa. Meanwhile, the southwest monsoon or Habagat will bring occasional rains over Bicol Region and western Visayas. Habagat will also bring scattered rain showers over central and eastern Visayas, Zamboanga Peninsula, northern Mindanao, and BARMM. Localized thunderstorms will also bring isolated rains over Caraga and Davao region. Pagasa warned of possible flooding or landslides during, at times, heavy rains. Cancelled flights. Meanwhile, Cebu Pacific spokesperson Carmina Romero said that some flights that are scheduled to depart on July 14 from the Ninoy Aquino International Airport may be subjected to delay or possible cancellation as bad weather persists. Due to inclement weather, flooding, and traffic conditions to and from the airport, the airline is extending flexible options such as rebooking and travel fund for its July 14 flights until 11:59 p.m. The Media Affairs Division of the Manila International Airport Authority has announced the cancellation of 10 domestic flights of Air Swift yesterday from Manila to El Nido and its turnaround flights, including Busuanga, Manila, due to unfavorable weather. MIAA Airport Ground Operations and Safety Division on July 12 issued the first lightning red alert advisory at 1:44 p.m., suspending all flights and ground operations of NAYA. The alert was lowered to yellow as of 2:46 p.m. as flight operations resumed despite some delays. Skyway drainage problem. San Miguel Port, operator of Skyway, the elevated tollway that connects North and South Luzon, has apologized to motorists affected by heavy flooding Wednesday night as torrential rains battered parts of Metro Manila. We would like to express our sincerest apologies to motorists affected by the heavy flooding at the Skyway at grade or ground level, Bikutan in Parañaque City, following continuing moderate to heavy rains since 6 p.m. on Wednesday, July 12, until Thursday, July 13, resulting in heavy traffic on both directions of the expressway. Skyway O&M Corp noted that while this portion of the Skyway system remained flood-free over the past months, the rise in floodwaters at the carriageway has become evident. These incidents were primarily due to a drainage system problem outside the Skyway system, which we traced in February this year, due to ongoing construction works in the area that are unrelated to our operations and outside our direct control, the company said. Skyway O&M Corp has been in constant contact with the Department of Public Works and Highways and other government agencies and the private sector in the area to find a way to jointly address the problem. Next on our top stories, MWSS. You see, rain dance worked. Report by Bella Cariaso to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. The Dumagat Indigenous Group's rain dance at the Angat Dam on July 11 seemed to work as rain poured in many areas of the Philippines. I am happy to say that I believe that the ancestors heard our indigenous group. after they performed a rain dance on Monday. Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System Administrator Leonor Cleopas said yesterday in a radio interview. The State Weather Bureau reported a low-pressure area in Infanta, Quezon, where the Angat Umiray Ipo watershed system is located. As of Thursday morning, Angat's dam level dropped to 178.03 meters from 178.21 meters the previous day. The normal operating level of Angat Dam is 180 meters. Based on our projection and augmentation measures, we have no reason to worry, Cleophas said. Cleophas apologized to Maynilad Water System Incorporated customers affected by hours-long daily water service interruption that started on July 12. Service interruptions had to be set due to National Water Resources Board's 48 cubic meters per second water allocation, a result of Angat Dam's declining water level. Angat Dam supplies more than 90% of Metro Manila's potable water needs and provides for the irrigation needs of 25,000 hectares of farmlands in Bulacan and Pampanga. Based on the projection of the Angat Technical Working Group, the lowest water level of the reservoir will be 174 meters, Kyoka said. We do not think Angat Dam will drop to 157 meters, just like what happened in 2010, as we now have additional augmentation measures, she said. They are expecting Angat Dam to reach 210-meter water level by year-end, Cleophas said. By August or September, we expect that water elevation of Angat Dam will improve based on the projection of the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, or PAG-ASA, she added. Cleophas said that PAG-ASA still expects strong typhoons despite the El Nino phenomenon. Manila Water Plan. Meanwhile, Manila Water Company Incorporated yesterday bared its plan to mitigate the impact of El Nino on water supply outside Metro Manila. In a statement, Manila Water said its operating subsidiary, Manila Water Philippine Ventures, has tailored specific mitigation strategies in areas where it operates. Laguna Water, one of Manila Water's largest business units in the non-east zone, has been working since January to reduce its non-revenue water from 30% to 20%. The business unit's NRW is at 28% as of May. Boracay Water will install a surface water level indicator at the Nabawoy River, the lone water source of Boracay Island, to regularly monitor the river's condition and water elevation. Pipe replacement projects in barangays Yapak and Balabang will also be implemented in the next months to recover 1.8 million liters of NRW per day by November. Other capital expenditure programs are also being implemented to ensure the operation of standby deep wells, management of pressure, and adjustment of variable frequency drive as needed. Regular maintenance works for pumps, tanks, and generator sets, and operation of line boosters. Manila Water is preparing for an assumed 10% water supply reduction during El Nino, projected to last until early 2024. We would like to restate our calls for the responsible use of water, not just in the east zone of Metro Manila, but all Filipinos in each part of the country, said Manila Water Non-East Zone Chief Operating Officer Melvin John Tan. Manila Water has operating units in several cities and provinces: the Metro Iligan Water, Calasiao Water, North Luzon Water, Clark Water, Bulacan Water, Obando Water, Laguna Water, and South Luzon Water in Luzon,
Boracay Water, Calbayog Water, and Cebu Water in Visayas, and Tagum Water in Mindanao. For its part, the state-run National Irrigation Administration said its field offices nationwide have crafted their respective El Nino action plans. NIA's strategies for El Nino include weekly monitoring of dam hydrological data and dam discharge, adjustment of the planting calendar during the wet season, and educational and communication activities. The agency also required water pumps and shallow tube wells to provide for the irrigation needs of El Nino vulnerable areas. The Department of Agriculture provided 18.925 million worth of agricultural interventions to irrigators associations in Bata, Ilocos Norte on June 13 to improve farm production activities in the province. According to National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, up to 46 provinces could be impacted by El Nino, while Ilocos Norte, Bataan, and Cavite would be greatly affected. Water Resources Department. Albay Rep. Joey Salceda reiterated the need to create a Department of Water Resources to solve the country's decades old water problem. Many people don't get it. It's not just another new agency, it's an institutional solution to a decades old problem of treating water resources as a peripheral and dispersed concern for government. Salceda said on Thursday. The most economic point of view here is simple. We need agriculture to be more efficient with water use. That's the most immediate, effective, and economical demand management solution. So we need to invest more precise irrigation so that we don't waste all that water, he advised. Bulacan Dams. The rehabilitation of Bustos Dam and Bulo Dam in Bulacan is expected to begin this year, and the construction of Bayabas Dam is now up for bidding, according to text message to the Star by NIA Region 3 Regional Manager Josephine Salazar. Bustos Dam serves the irrigation supply to at least 25,000 hectares in Bulacan and parts of Pampanga. Bulo Dam and Bayabas Dam serve as irrigation and flood control to the towns of Doña Remedios Trinidad and San Miguel. Bulacan Governor Daniel Fernando had warned Bustos Dam contractors in September last year that they would face civil and criminal cases if they did not repair the dam. Replacement rubber gates for Bustos Dam are undergoing testing in China and could be installed in November this year, Salazar said. Harvesting rain. Senator Ramon Revilla Jr. on Thursday claimed that rainwater harvesting facilities are long-term solutions to El Nino. Revilla's proposal last year sought the construction of rainwater catchments in new institutional, commercial, industrial, and residential development projects in Metro Manila. Rainwater harvesting is an innovative technology proven effective in resolving water problems in other countries such as India, Revilla said, with additional reports from Danessa Rivera, Delon Portalia, Ramon F. Lazaro, and Mark Jason Tayabyab. Moving on to our next top story. Good morning, Richelle Tayag. Thanks for joining me this morning. ICC rules July 18 on Philippines appeal. Report by Janvic Mateo to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. The International Criminal Court will decide next week on the Philippine government's appeal on an earlier ruling that authorized the resumption of the ICC's investigation into the alleged crimes committed in relation to the Duterte administration's so-called war on drugs. In a scheduling order dated July 12, the ICC Appeals Chamber said judgment on the Philippine government's appeal will be delivered in open court on Tuesday, 18 July 2023 at 10 a.m. local time in The Hague, the Netherlands. The order was signed by Appeals Chamber Presiding Judge Mark Perrin de Richambot. The Philippine government, through the Office of the Solicitor General, is questioning the January 26 decision of the Pre-Trial Chamber 1, which authorized the ICC prosecutor to resume investigation into the alleged crimes against humanity committed in relation to the drug war and the killings in Davao region by the so-called Davao Death Squad, DR. In its appeal brief, the government argued that the ICC no longer has jurisdiction over the Philippines since it already withdrew from the Rome Statute, the treaty that established the International Tribunal. It also raised issues on the pre-trial chamber's decision with regard to the admissibility of the case. A ruling in favor of the Philippine government will stop the ICC prosecutor from investigating the killings and other crimes related to the drug war. In response to the appeal, ICC prosecutor Karim Khan maintained that the alleged crimes are not marginal gravity, as claimed by the Philippine government, adding that former President Rodrigo Duterte and other top government officials appeared to have encouraged and condoned it. In the present situation, the available information demonstrates that at least more than 5,000 and possibly as many as 30,000 civilians, including children, have been killed by police or by unidentified perpetrators apparently acting in coordination with police, read Khan's 59-page response filed before the appeals chamber. In many instances, the police allegedly staged self-defense scenarios, planting evidence, or otherwise obstructed justice in an effort to justify the premeditated and deliberate murder of civilians, he added. Hundreds of drug war victims and their families have also urged the appeals chamber to uphold the earlier decision of the pre-trial chamber. They noted that despite the change in government leaders, there is still no prospect of genuine investigations and prosecutions in the country, citing their experience with the local justice system. The situation in the Philippines has not materially improved for the victims represented, if any. Gains have been isolated and marginal. Cases against the perpetrators of the crimes have not been forthcoming. Even attempts to obtain recognition that killings were extralegal have, unfortunately, been met with resistance from state institutions. Read a portion of a representation made on behalf of the victims that was submitted to the ICC Registries Division of Justice Service. There is no substantial, effective, and comprehensive investigation into the killings and abuses committed in the Philippines under the pretext of Duterte's war on drugs at present, it added. The filing outlined the views and concerns raised by 350 individual victims and 165 families regarding the Philippine government's appeal to the January 26 decision that allowed the resumption of the probe. In the words of the victims, justice and accountability in the Philippines remain largely elusive, and victims' families face enormous difficulties in seeking accountability using available domestic legal remedies. Therefore, all victims represented support an ICC investigation into the crimes committed, read the 20-page document. The ICC Pre-Trial Chamber 1 granted on January 26 the prosecutor's request to resume investigation into the Philippine situation. The chamber was not satisfied with the argument that the Philippines is already undertaking relevant investigations that should warrant a deferral of the court's investigation. About a week later, on February 23, the Philippine government filed its notice of appeal against the pre-trial Chamber 1's authorization, but the appeals chamber rejected on March 27 the Philippines' request to suspend investigation on the war on drugs. In his decision, the ICC appeals chamber said the Philippines failed to state persuasive reasons in supporting its request to temporarily suspend the resumption of the investigation while the tribunal hears the appeal filed against the probe resumption. The Philippines requested for suspension of the resumption of investigation while the tribunal hears its appeal against the resumption, but no reasons are provided in support of the request. With additional reports from PLE Rado. Oy, good morning. It's Jaja. Join. Jaja Parungaw. Good morning. Good morning, Admin Sol. Moving on to our global update. This global update is brought to us by Hayden Vietnam. Please scan on the QR code to visit their Facebook page. Please like and share. Divided ASEAN grapples for united Myanmar stance. Report by Desi Sagita, Agnes Anya from Agence France Press. Jakarta, Indonesia. ASEAN foreign ministers were still looking for a united position on the Myanmar crisis Thursday, a day after the bloc's ministerial meeting ended. Myanmar has been ravaged by deadly violence since the military coup ousted Aung San Suu Kyi's government in February 2021, unleashing a bloody crackdown on dissent. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations Chair Indonesia had on Wednesday urged a political solution to the crisis at the two-day foreign minister talks. But more than 2 days after the coup, the divided 10-member bloc's peace efforts remain fruitless as the junta ignores international criticisms and refuses to engage with its opponents. On Thursday, ministers had still not agreed on a communique. A Southeast Asian diplomat speaking on condition of anonymity said the joint text was still being worked out and would come later that day. They would not comment on why the final document was taking so long, but an early draft seen by AFP on Tuesday had left a section of Myanmar blank as the group wrangled over its content and language. Thailand has launched a separate track to the ASEAN efforts, speaking directly with Myanmar junta and other actors in the conflict. Last month, Bangkok hosted the junta's foreign minister for for controversial informal talks, but further split the bloc. Then on Wednesday, on the second day of the ASEAN talks, Thailand's top diplomat announced that he met last week with Suu Kyi, who has been detained since the coup and jailed by a junta court for a total of 33 years. Don Pramudwinal said he met the Nobel laureate on Sunday in Myanmar's capital, Naypyidaw, and said she was in good health and encouraged dialogue. Don freely discussed what he wanted with Suu Kyi. Junta spokesperson Zhao Bintun said in an audio statement posted by the military's information team Thursday, adding that her health was good. On Thursday, Don told reporters it has been 2 years now, not much improvement, so there must be re-engagement with Myanmar. Safe, stable, prosperous. Indonesia has said that any other efforts must support ASEAN's existing five-point peace plan to end the violence and renew talks. The Southeast Asian diplomat who spoke to AFP said ASEAN members would support Thailand's initiative provided it served the purpose of complementing the chair's role. Malaysian Foreign Minister Zambri Abdul Kadir told reporters that all members were working towards the same issue, which was ensuring that Southeast Asia was a region that is safe, stable, and prosperous. Indonesian Foreign Minister Retno Mersudi said Jakarta had engaged in quiet diplomacy with all sides of the conflict, and in its 7 months as chair, had more than 110 engagements concerning Myanmar. But analysts said Thailand was taking the lead on the crisis, undercutting ASEAN efforts and shifting the center of negotiations to Bangkok. A Thai foreign ministry official declined to comment on Indonesia's work as ASEAN chair. Southeast Asian ministers were on Thursday meeting with their South Korean, Japanese, and Chinese counterparts for ASEAN Plus 3 talks. Economic cooperation, the disputed South China Sea, and Myanmar were expected to be high on the agenda, analysts said. Japan and South Korea have an interest to prevent Myanmar from joining China's orbit, said TQ Resasya, an international relations expert at Pajajaran University. China was represented at the talks by top diplomat Wang Yi instead of Foreign Minister Qin Gang after Qin pulled out for health reasons, according to the Chinese Foreign Ministry. After that meeting, Wang was set to meet with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken for their second round of talks in as many months, seeking to manage tensions. Moving on to our regional stories. And the next top story is brought to you by The Shed. Again, please scan the QR code to visit the Facebook page. Please like and share. QCPD, photojournalist ambush solved but not closed. Report by Emmanuel Tupas to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. The shooting of photojournalist Joshua Abiad and his family in Barangay Masambong, Quezon City, has been considered solved as authorities recovered one of the vehicles used by members of a gun for hire in the ambush on Wednesday night. The vehicle, a Toyota Vios with license plate NFE 5678, was found by operatives of the Quezon City Police District at the house of its registered owner in Barangay San Anton, San Leonardo, Nueva Ecija around 7:40 p.m. QCPD Director Brigadier General Nicolas Torre said the car's license plate was different from one recorded on closed-circuit television footage when Abiad was ambushed on June 29. The car is owned by the wife of one of the suspects, Torre said at a press briefing. He was referring to a man known only as Oka, a dismissed police officer who was reportedly the one who drove the vehicle during the attack on Abiad. Torre said the woman, whom he identified as Katrina, claimed that she was unaware that her vehicle was used in a crime. The car was spotted heading toward Barangay Tunasan in Muntinlupa after the ambush, according to the police. Investigation showed that the suspects also tampered with the vehicle's conduction sticker and replaced it with the Las Piñas Friendship Route sticker to mislead investigators. It led us really on a wild goose chase, but eventually makikita pa rin natin ang tunay na mastermind, Torres said. The vehicle was brought to the QCPD's Criminal Investigation and Detection Unit at Camp Karingal for safekeeping. Two motorcycles were also used by the suspects in the attack on Abiad, Probers said. The jacket worn by Eduardo Legaspi II, one of the alleged contract killers who was arrested in Muntinlupa last week, was recovered by police. Legaspi's jacket will be subjected to forensic examination and DNA testing, Torres said. Most probably, makakakuha pa tayo ng fibers yan, Torres said. He said the case still not closed as police have launched a manhunt for at least 7 more suspects, including a former barangay chairman in Pasay City known only as Nanad, whom the QCPD tagged as the alleged mastermind. A background investigation of Nanad showed the suspect was previously arrested by the National Bureau of Investigation on drug charges, Torres said. Police said Nanad has deactivated his social media accounts and gone into hiding. Moving on to our next regional update. Dog killer gets 1 year in prison. Report by Emmanuel Tupas to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. A man will have to spend more than 1 year in prison after he was convicted of animal cruelty for killing a dog. Froilan de la Cruz was found guilty of violating Republic Act 8485 or the Animal Welfare Act. The Dasmariñas Municipal Trial Court in Cities 1 said in a ruling dated June 8 and released yesterday by the Philippine Animal Welfare Society or PAWS. Aside from the prison term, the court ordered De La Cruz to pay a fine of 100,000 peso and another 10,000 to the complainant. De La Cruz was also found guilty of qualified trespass to dwelling and sentenced to up to 3 years and 11 months in prison in order to pay a fine of 10,000 pesos. PAWS said the cases were filed against De La Cruz in 2015. Court records show that De La Cruz used a knife in stabbing the dog to death when he broke into the house of its owner. He was arrested after the incident. Paus stressed the need to file charges against animal rights offenders to raise public awareness. The convictions we secure serve as a warning to those who think that there are no legal consequences to hurting animals, the group said in a statement. Paul said it was also bent on filing a case against a security guard of a mall in Quezon City who threw a puppy from an overpass on Tuesday. Witnesses said the security guard threw the animal when several children refused to leave the establishment. The dog was declared dead on arrival at a veterinary clinic due to severe injuries. Moving on to our next regional update. This update is brought to you by the first Magkasangga para sa AITA Play for a Cause badminton tournament. Please scan the QR code to get more details. Ticket bought in Pagsanghan wins 29.7 million peso Lotto jackpot. Report by Rainier Alan Ronda to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. A ticket bought at a Lotto outlet in Pagsanghan, Laguna, won the 29.7 million jackpot in the Grand Lotto 655 drawn on Wednesday night. The bettor guessed the winning combination 19, 32, 25, 12, 17, and 36, respectively. Melquiades Robles, Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office General Manager and Vice Chairman of the board, said. The PCO said 11 other bettors elsewhere in the country who hit the five of the winning numbers won 100,000 pesos each. The tax reform for acceleration and inclusion or train law imposes a 20% tax on all lotto winnings above 10,000 pesos. The Grand Lotto 655 is drawn every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And finally, moving on to sports. Gilas girls rout Jordan, sweep way to semis. Report by John Brian Olanday to the Philippine Star. Manila, Philippines. Gilas Filipinas girls cruise past Jordan 106-58 to complete a group sweep and book a semifinal ticket in the 2023 FIBA U16 Women's Asian Championship Division B. Thursday at the Prince Hamza Hall in Amman, Jordan. All players scored anew for the Nationals as they easily wiped out Group A after demolishing Hong Kong 79-40 and Maldives 144-22 in the first two matches. Gilas notched a whopping winning margin of 69.6 points in the group stage for massive momentum entering the crossover Final Four against the second-ranked team from Group B, which will be either Malaysia or Singapore. The Philippines took on the same route in 2022 by sweeping the group play, only to be foiled by eventual Division B winner Samoa in the semifinals. Gilas is looking good not to repeat history this time, though as it unleashed another balanced attack led by Kimi Saison with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals. Saison was the third different leading scorer for Gilas after Eva Fajardo against Hong Kong and Sofia Canindo versus Maldives. Fajardo 17, Navai Smith 12-15, Ryan Kelly Nair 11, pump in key contributions with Demica Arnaldo and Scarlett Mercado adding 10 points each. Sena Same Sulaiman Al Karain had 26 points for Jordan, which finished with a 1-2 card. And that completes our news update for today, July 14, 2023, Friday. And before we end our news updates for today, we'd like to invite everyone to please register and join in the first invitational Magkasangga para sa AITA Play for a Cause. The beneficiary will be the AITA Abelen that are living in Sitio Socorro, Barangay Moriones, San Jose, Tarlac. Yung pong mga kasiwa po para doon sa mga proyekto will be the UCCP Socorro, led by its Pastor Bienvenido Torres, and of course assisted by Conference Minister Dionisio Sanchez, si CM Johnny, sila po. By the way, happy birthday CM Johnny. Birthday po niya kahapon. So happy birthday po CM Johnny. Hope you had a blast yesterday. To see the details or the complete details of the first invitational Magkasangga para sa AITA, please scan the QR code or visit the Facebook page of Smash Point Sports Center. Smash Point Sports Center. Yung pong Facebook page nila. Yung po kanilang sports center is located in Sunrise Subdivision, Barangay Maliwalo, Tarlac City. Yung pong ating Play for a Cause is on July 29, 2023, Saturday. Game starts at 8 a.m. It will be ongoing until late in the afternoon or early evening. Last day of entries will be on July 24. Yung pong entry fee is 800 peso first entry. Second entry is at 500 peso. How to register and how to pay, please scan the QR code. Yung contact persons po natin, baka nakakakilala for the serious players here in Tarlac. We have Coach MJ Magsino for the Tarlac Badminton Academy and Coach Jeff Monton of JMTC for those residing in Manila. Ang playtime po natin for this Play for a Cause is Special Executive Club Play, CDE. Special Executive Club Play, CDE. So for those who will be registering, inclusions po will be T-shirt. If you want your name to be printed as well, you have to add 50 pesos. Shuttlecock, trophies and medals, surprise giveaways, and of course, inclusions will be the court fee as well. Cash prize is for champion for BC is 3,000 pesos. Runner-up is 2,000 pesos. For DE, champion is at 2,500. Runner-up is at 1,500. For the F is the champion is at 1,500 and runner-up at 1,000. So, yun po yung ating announcement for the first invitational magkasangga para sa ITA. For those in TikTok, please visit my Facebook page, Dominic Maglalang. Kuya Dom, Dominic Maglalang. And for those of you who are interested to join the badminton tournament, please visit again the Facebook page of Smash Point Sports Center. Smash Point Sports Center. Time check is 6:41, and that concludes our news update. Para sa lahat po ng mga nanood sa TikTok, sa mga nanood sa TikTok, thank you very much. And for those who joined me in Facebook Live, again, thank you very much.